Co, what else you got? You played, funny enough, you played Outlast Trials. Kind of
I did.
similar in some ways, but not at all to Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So Outlast Trials is essentially taking the kind of idea of Outlast, which is why you're constantly trying to like escape. And the premise is that you are like a bum or somebody who lives on the street, and you are picked up.
You're a bum.
by
I'm
this,
not a bum.
you're a bum. You're this
No,
guy that
you're
has
the bum.
this storied history. What good point. And basically you are brought to this location where there is this this scientific group that is running these trials. And essentially there's like a hub area where you're being watched by a bunch of scientists, and you can like spend skill points and buy some things and arm wrestle and do some stuff. And it's also where you do the customization. And then you go up to this machine and you select like a trial, and you can go in with up to 4 players. And the trials are basically like these mock situations where you have to do certain things and then escape. So like and some of the trials are actually incredibly disturbing. So like there's a bunch of trials concerning orphans. There's a trial where there's like you have to torture a snitch in a police station. There are it's really Outlast style messed up. Very gory, very bloody. The entire time you have these like mutant creations that are trying to hunt you down. You get a bunch of tools. There's classes in the forms of these like devices you can get on your chest. It is a horrifying, scary co-op game. There's no one playing the enemies though, so it is just co-op. It is you versus the NPCs.
So not asymmetric stuff.
So it is not asymmetrical multiplayer. It is straight up co-op multiplayer. But it's fun, man. It's doing a good job. It's early access still. It's not done, but it was there were some horrifying moments in it, and overall I enjoyed all my time in it for sure.
Were you able to find people that were utilizing the in-game VoIP?
Yep, and it's great.
That's what I was going to say.
Really, really cool.
I want to
this
talk
game.
about that.
The further you get away, like it's all kind of grainy anyway, and then the further you get away, the more it messes up, and it becomes staticky and stuff.
It also echoes, right? Like it
does echo depending on what room you're in.
Yeah.
And also there's this whole mechanic where you can get driven crazy. You have like this sanity meter that goes up and down. And as this meter goes up and down, it changes the way people sound, which is wild. Like more laughing, and like they sound kind of trippy and hypnotic. And it's
wow.
It's a very, very cool mechanic for sure.
That's badass. Yeah. It's
also a fun mechanic where there's a mimic. So every so often you'll see a friendly player, but the name will be slightly misspelled, and that's actually an NPC, and they'll walk up and stab you.
It takes the players' names and
takes the players' names and
that's
slightly
great.
Changes them, and then like realistically moves them up to you, and then they start attacking and stabbing you.
That's brilliant. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Wow. Okay. If only this game wasn't fucking terrifying, I would probably play
it. Is actually terrifying. Yeah, like there are parts of this game that are just brutally horrifying.
Yeah.
Like hiding from the monsters in a closet or a locker or something.
That's what I
stomp
saw.
around on the outside. Oh man. Yeah,
I was watching.
It's definitely Outlast. It's definitely Outlast.
Late Shift played a lot of this, and they would be like running from some, I don't know, something trying to kill them or hunt them. And exactly what you just described, where one person would be hiding in a phone booth, and there's another phone booth right next to where that person's hiding. They'd be like, yeah, we got a phone booth next to me. Come hide in there. They open the door, and it's just a fucking jump scare killer, like trying to stab him the second that he opens it.
Also, I gotta say, what is really cool about this game is it's basically 2 different games in one. When you're playing with other people, it is much faster. You're constantly needing to save each other. You're both running from the enemies. It's like super fast. It's very co-op. It's very like jump scares everywhere kind of thing. But if you play it solo, it feels like the original Outlast game, where you're like constantly sneaking quietly around. You're trying to like not get enemies' attention. There's far fewer enemies when you're playing solo, so it's like way more about, waiting for them to go by and sneaking behind them and stuff. So it was very interesting because it absolutely felt like there were different gameplay loops almost in how different they were when you would play solo versus with people. It's a lot scarier solo.
Yeah. Did you have a preference on solo or co-op, or just different?
I liked both of them. I would actually bounce back and forth. I did mostly co-op because the community in this game is actually pretty great. Like the last time I played with this super helpful couple, and they were like, you know, really big into the game. They'd already re-rolled the characters. They had gotten all the way to the end, maxed everything, and then like prestiged essentially
Damn.
into the new one. So yeah, I mean, have been a lot of very helpful, cool people in it for sure that have been pretty great.
Cool. And this is early access launch. Is that right?
Yes, it's early access.
So anyone can buy it and grab it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Right.
What are they like planning on adding, I guess, if it's early access? What is the do they
I'm
have
guessing
a roadmap or
I don't know if they have a roadmap. Chat may have to help us out here. I don't
Okay.
know if there's a roadmap, but I do know that I'm sure there's more updates, more maps, probably more enemies. There's like iconic enemies. We'll probably see more of those.
is there there's like
yeah.
a linear progression to the maps, right?
Yes.
Or is it just random?
So each map, there's like the maps are kind of like sandboxes, and then there's generally 3 different missions in those sandboxes. And those, even though it's the same map, they feel very different, or may even like do parts of the map that some of the other missions don't see at all. So there's 3 maps. Each one has 3 missions, and then each map has like 2 extra missions that are like harder versions of a couple of the original missions. So there's a good amount of content, especially for an early access. There's a good amount of content. It runs well, and there was like almost no crashes as well. So yeah, it's cool.
Nice. Yeah, this is the like second test or whatever they've done. So they've
Mhm.
in terms of launching in early access, they also had like whatever the alpha. I don't know what the terms are these days.
Yeah, there was like
prior to that.
I did that one too. It was like
Yeah.
a streamer alpha, like a preview, I think they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they went into this.
Yeah. God, that game is dark if you don't have the night vision goggles.
Oh
you
yeah.
can't-
Oh
it's
yeah.
like
You
the
can run
depths.
out of the things that you need to see with, and that's just a terrible time. Yeah, you can run out of batteries.
So
and
I'm late to the party. The
horrible.
monsters in the game are AI.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you said that couple like prestige, is there like an end to the story? Because there is a story.
I think there is. So kind of like in Outlast 2, there's a bunch of intel you can pick up, and which
Okay.
gives you like ideas about what's going on in this facility and how it exists, and history and background, and of your character too. So I think there is kind of an ending to that, but I don't really know much, to be honest.
Okay.
I did not get too far in that.
Gotcha. You got to keep playing in the future.
I'm going to, as it gets new stuff. Yeah.
Revisit
Absolutely.
and stuff.
Mhm.
God, it's brutal. That guy.
Pretty much done for it now, but I spent like, I want to say 12, 15 hours in it. Like I had a good time.
Yeah. Definitely seems like a grab some friends and jump in and get ready to be
Oh, yeah.
scared as a group type deal.
Oh yeah.
You can also like troll your party members because they'll be like the way that the map works is that you're doing small little puzzles, right? And sometimes if they're dealing with an enemy, you can go and finish the puzzle rather than help them. Is that accurate? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
If you want to, but it's the whole thing is co-op. Like you don't really get anything for solving the puzzle. Like, everyone gets out together and everyone plays together.
I had a biased point of view because I was just watching the late shift troll each other. So
That's
that was
kind
the
of what they do.
experience.
That's kind of their thing.
It
Yeah.
is. Yeah. That's how that goes. That's how that goes. Cool. That is Outlast Trials.
Oh, it says on their Steam page, more trials, challenges, enemies, perks, and customization.
Oh,
Thank you, Netty.
There's
There you go.
adding
So
more to it.
that's what's coming.
yeah. Awesome.